We live?
Yeah, we on.
Hoo-wee. What's going on, good people?
What up,
Who
y'all?
have the, we have the
Greetings.
energy of church chairs today.
You said what?
We have the energy of a church pew.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm out of it, yo.
As am I. As am I. I want to say, um, yeah. So,
I like your
oh,
sweater.
thank you. I'm trying to find you the live on Instagram. I don't know why I
We
always
there.
have.
Hi, Ron.
Oh, I see it now. Oh shoot, let me turn it down. So, for all those who are watching, not gonna hold you. We kind of bamboozled you with the topic.
Yeah, we kind of did.
So we're gonna come back to that topic next week or the week after. Next week is my birthday, so we see how that one work out.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
And Nia's birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Nia.
I'll tell her.
Um, so how has this winter treated you? I feel like the last like 2 or 3 days I've had some um really insightful conversations with like friends and stuff. But this winter overall, oof, some ups
What,
and
this
some downs.
winter? This winter was more than a physical winter?
I feel like I think mentally I was going through some things I didn't really realize until last week. I think it finally like hit me like last week, like, oh no, you're going through some stuff, and I don't think I was in denial, but I didn't understand the severity of it until my damn kids got me sick after I got them better, and then I realized like while sitting down and like not doing any work for an entire day, and my daughter came up to me and said, "Dad, I haven't seen you do this in like 2 3 years. You be working on vacation." I was like, "Damn." Ah. And then the next morning, I felt like a whole new person.
Oh, that's good.
I feel like the person on Monday right now, but not quite. I don't feel that bad. No, I don't feel that bad. But I was like under the impression that like being still matters more than doing it. Which is one of the conversations I had with a friend of mine yesterday about how you be in your spiritual mode and you be so afraid of having faith because the bills are in front of your face. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like you like, oh, have faith, but then you like, damn, my light bill is due, my nigga. I can't have faith in the dark. You know what I mean? Um, and I think it's important to actually like notice that the faith is when you're in the dark, when
It
you feel
is.
like you
It
can't
is
get
for when
faith.
you're in the dark.
You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
faith doesn't always come during negative times. You believe it's gonna be better. It's believing that the good times are gonna stay good too. So I think I didn't have I don't know if I had the right perspective going into the winter. And I think that followed me throughout. I was so task oriented that I kind of like, and I noticed that I was going through, and I kept trying to like put a band-aid on it. And now,
Hmm.
like, so yesterday I just made some commitments that I was just like, nah, I'm gonna see this through. I'm just gonna go all the way. You know what I mean? So, I had a really, really good conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. She told me some heavy shit. I was like, God damn. But in that conversation, I was like, I had noticed that something that she was telling me, um, about like speaking to your spirit and allowing like, cause I'm going through some transformation shit. Like I mentioned it to you a little bit privately, and I said I'm looking not for a quick fix. Like I'm not looking for the thing to be the thing that makes everything great, right? So I don't want this to be the end all be all, but I need a little push in the right direction. I need a little help. And I realized that somebody else had told me, like, you know, you might not get the answers you want, but you might feel so light because of what you're going to go through that the answers will be more clear. You might not need the answers. The answers might be in front of your face, but because you worry about everything else in the world, you don't have time to stop and be like, oh, that's what I'm missing. And maybe you need to do that. And I was just like, damn, that's a good point. So, I feel like the be still thing and not being still, I think I first heard that in 2021. You're talking about 3.5 years later, like maybe 30 or $40,000 lighter.
Yeah, I
I
fucking
should have
can't.
just chilled the fuck out. I should have just chilled out. Get it back.
He said $30,000 or $40,000 later.
Hey,
But that's when the knowledge is internalized. It's when you rest.
indeed.
The same thing with working out. You don't get stronger while you're working out. You get stronger during your resting when your body's healing.
That's a fact. That's a good one too. That's a good one.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to stop.
At some point, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Like even with this, but what do we say? We're doing it for reps, right?
Facts.
We're
Facts.
doing it for reps.
Today's definitely one of them rep days too.
It sure is because I'll take blame for it too because I really want to do this topic right. And I also feel like I have something special to contribute to it if I feel energetically up to it. And so, me being low energy today, me being sick and not knowing what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was thinking about going to urgent care today, and I did not. Um, I've been sick since I got back from Puerto Rico. Um, and I was just like, I think last night it was the first time I was like, or this morning I was like, do I have a fever? Like I don't know. And I was thinking about going to urgent care, and I ended up falling asleep. I had stuff to do. I ended up falling asleep. Um, I've had my highly productive days have been here and there. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow. Her party's this weekend. I have another important birthday next week. I'm trying to get all that stuff sorted out and pay my bills. So, yeah, next week it'll be juicy, or if
Probably the week after.
probably the week after.
Probably the week after. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, um, yeah, and so
Yo, I didn't hear these fucking dogs all day, and soon we go. Can you hear them?
I think I just heard them.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, I kid. I mean, they annoying every time you walk past them. So.
Yo, I like them because if I order some food, I know the niggas on the floor. That's how I know they
Yeah,
lost.
I can't.
Dogs be barking. I be opening the door like, nah, down here, man, down here. Oh man,
um,
funny.
how was this winter? Um, I feel like I have been resting. Like I'm in a resting period of my life right now where I'm trying to I'm focused on recalibrating, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I know what I need to do. It's just a matter of whether or not the energy is there. I did say I was going to chill out this winter, and I did. I didn't do as nearly as much stuff as I did over the summer last year, and I went back to look for a picture. Um, I went back through my phone to look for a picture, and I went and ended up scrolling through all the shit I did, and I was like, oh, I really did sit down. That's
Not wrong.
crazy. So we'll see if I continue to sit down.
That part.
We'll see if I continue to sit down, but it's important for my financial and goals that I sit down a little bit.
What do you think the benefit was of you sitting down?
Um, I think sitting down is an act of faith. So I actually view it as like uh, a grounding, like I said, to let kind of let the dust settle a little bit around me. Um, I would like for the dust to settle in a clean apartment, but I can't seem to get around to that, or not to my likings. Like it's decent. Like my kid's not climbing over trash or whatever, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I know what you mean.
and I just deciding what's important to me, and to me, I can't wrap my I the rat race is not that important to me.
I think you have a fine. I think you have to find the balance to. I mean, I feel the same way, the whole rat race thing. But I feel like our how we find balance is the opposite, right? I have to sometimes tone down my ambition to be more present, and sometimes you have to up yours to be more present. I
Mm.
feel like what I noticed with me is that my lack of presence comes because I want to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, oh, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? Instead of saying like, I had a conversation this year with someone, and I think I said this last week. I literally showed them how much my business made from 2020 to now, and it was like I have the trajectory to almost triple. And I'm like, nah, this is not enough.
Um,
Not that I'm trying to like. It's not a greed thing. It's a fear of if I don't do it, I'm fucked. You know what I'm
are
saying?
you?
No.
Yeah,
You understand? The answer is no. But that doesn't heal my insecurity.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the finding the balance of all your bills paid today. Yeah, they are. I'm good. Then relax. That that realization, that um faith in my own ability
Yeah, yeah.
has to have I have to profess it to myself. Not only can you do it, you have done it. Let it go. You'll be fine. You're gonna be fine next week. You're gonna be fine next month. I don't see it. I won't be seeing it that way. I'll be wilding. I'll be, oh God,
That's
you know what I
because
mean?
you you like I said, it's really funny how we're opposites of each other, in that you have these very intricate plans.
Right.
So of every little deviation, just like it's like
Uh,
my hair. If you learn about curls, you find that every curl is an opportunity for your hair to break.
uh,
So every deviation from your plan is an opportunity for you to stress out.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And I had a hard deviation last week, and damn, I just scratched myself. And in that deviation, I just realized I have 4 different plans. So if one didn't work out, I had another one. I had another one. So I just went right to Plan C, knowing that okay, Plan B is still an option. Plan A might not be an option, but Plan B is an option right now. But right now, let's focus on Plan C. And if opportunity opens up for Plan B, then I'll do that. I'm trying not to go to Plan D, but none of these plans include me being poor, broke, homeless, anything to the like. You understand what I'm saying? Every plan is a plan of success. It's just the levels of success that I'm willing, not willing. Yeah, I'm willing to accept because Plan A is like you're rich. Plan B is like you're almost rich. Plan C is like you can go on vacation and have all your bills paid and still buy new shit for you and the kids and possibly move. And Plan D is like all your bills will be paid and you
Mm,
can still go on vacation, but you might not be able to move to the next year, the year after.
okay.
There's nothing that's a failure. But because I want Plan A to be so, I want Plan A to happen so bad, I get fixated on that. And I had to have a hard punch in the face last week and be like, all right, now you're here, now what? I was like, damn.
Yeah.
and it took me like a day or two to accept it. And then I feel like once I accepted where I was, I no longer had to be where I wanted to be. Or I don't think I'm saying that right. I had to accept where I was and know that I wasn't where I wanted to be, and kind of just accept that. Like, all right, I'm not there yet. It's okay, but I'm still here,
Yeah.
and me being here is I'm still here. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. So, in my attempts to talk about finances with my friends, one of my friends recommended the book by the Wall Street Trapper guys.
Okay.
Earn Your Leisure. And the reason I decided to listen to the book is because it's called You Deserve to Be Rich.
Right.
And that just the title like brought up something in me where it's like, why do I have a problem with that statement? Like, I've always been like a person who's not like very greedy. So I've always said I didn't need to be rich. You know, I didn't really want to be rich. I want to be comfortable. I want to be financially secure. But they said you deserve to be rich. And I'm like, do people deserve to be rich? But so that's what I'm in the process of doing now. On my more productive days, I was finishing one of my books that I've had for years that I haven't finished. Listening to that. No, I'm learning Japanese.
Oh shit.
Um,
That shit.
learning Japanese. I signed up for some classes for doing all this stuff, and so I was like knocking this stuff down, and I'm really trying to take it seriously. And I'm excited. I love to learn, and so I was like hopping from one thing to the other thing to the other thing, and I was feeling like kind of like feeling my old self. But what I use to fill those spaces is very important, and just my attention span as well. So I have to have a couple of options to keep me in there because my motivation levels be so weird. I don't beat myself up about it, but when you compare yourself to other people, especially people like you, shit, it'd be like, damn,
No, I don't feel like you beat yourself up about it unless there's something that happens that's detrimental, and then you're like,
damn.
yeah, yeah, and then you go to look like you panic in silence.
Yeah, because I try to be a responsible person. So at least if I neglect something or I fuck something up, it only affects me. You know what I mean?
Hmm. But that's what I said. If your motivation comes, not your motivation, if your ambition comes up, you'll those things will be more fixated into place, and then you'll alleviate a whole bunch of stress. If I bring mine down and kind of appreciate where I am in the moment, I'll I bring my stress levels down. My blood pressure comes down because I'm more focused and centered on now and appreciating where I am. And I think I told you this before. I don't know if I said on here, but one of the things that I talked about before was the few times I actually sat down, whether it be by myself or with someone else, and kind of just did nothing, I would fall asleep. It's like last fall, in the beginning of this
Oh,
weekend, I would fall asleep almost immediately to the point where I was like embarrassed, like, damn, I'm sorry, I keep falling asleep on you, because I was at peace for like that one moment. Oh, I don't have to do no work. I don't have to worry about no money. I don't have to worry about and I knock out because my body was
dang.
finally like, my mind was telling my body, "Oh, we good now," and my body was like, "Oh, guess what?" Like, like a fucking you hit the button on the back of a robot or some shit. That you just piled down. It was over, and I realized that's because I wasn't having enough peaceful moments,
Mm.
and then I felt like I was missing out on. I felt like I was missing out on things because I would fall asleep. I wasn't. Um, but regardless of that, I noticed that one of the things that I needed to do was to get myself back into like having like a day for myself that I could just pamper myself, having a having time to myself. Like, and I have been doing good with it, but for the past like 2 weeks or 3 weeks now, or 2.5 weeks, I've been all work, and I'm just like, damn, what's happened? And it's because you know I hadn't been doing my time management hasn't been where it normally is, and I found myself catching up. But this week was out of my hands a little bit, my being sick or whatever. But yeah, why would she call me now?
Well,
Hold on real quick. Go
hmm?
go ahead. Go ahead. Say what you were saying. Go ahead.
Oh. So the problem with me is that, like, you said you'll be so worried about everything that you'll be stressed out and you just shut down. I'm not stressed out right now. I'm not stressed out. I'm not letting nothing stress me out. I'm not letting nobody stress me out. Like, it's very much, that's why I say it's been very much been an exercise of faith, because it requires me to be like, no, I said I wanted peace. Now I have it. Protect that peace. Recognize when that peace is being challenged. Um, Recognize when I'm getting worked up or tired or stressed out. Um, yeah, and I have like, I don't feel like I've been suffering from the seasonal depression because I've actually been taking, supplements and shit like that. But I do feel like I treat winter like a winter. Like I said, I was gonna sit down. I was not gonna be outside as much anymore. I didn't do nearly as many things. Um, I worked consistently or whatever. And, last summer I was at all the music, all the concerts, all these music festivals, and da, da, da. I don't know if I'm gonna do all of that again this summer, but um, it was very much like, it's cold out, I'm in the house. I I don't want to be stressed out.
I
Not
know.
even not even about things I'm passionate about. I don't want to be stressed out about them. Yeah, no, I'm not picking that up.
But there is some stress that's good. I think it's called eustress, right? EU stress. I think eustress is like good because some stress you need to build. Like when you work out, it's a form of stress,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was gonna say. It's the same stress that you feel in your muscles, right?
Right. So I feel like it's similar.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, I don't have a problem with stuff that's challenging. I don't find challenging stuff stressful.
Right.
I feel like there's a whole different energy behind stuff like drama and conflict and da da da. And I'm not saying I'm no guru or I don't have no faults, but I really don't feel like none of my tests are going to be in like emotional intelligence or
You say that. You say that until one of the things that I noticed over the past maybe 5, 6 years of my life is that the things that I thought I was strong at, I got tested in and realized, oh no, there's still more work to be done.
Mm,
There's a lot of things I thought I was good at or smart enough to overcome, and it was like, nah, bro. And then what it allowed me to realize is that there's some things that happen within me that disallow. How can I say this right? I'm saying it wrong. There's some things that I have to fight within me to allow the things that I'm strong at to flourish. You know what I mean? You might be highly intellectual, but you suffer from anxiety, so you get the wrong answer because you're afraid to be wrong, even though you know you could figure it out.
that's a good example.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're good at problem solving, but you're a little depressed, so you're sad, so you really can't get up to solve the problem that you could probably solve if you just had a little bit more focus. Like those are things that are internal struggles that I've started to realize. Maybe not those examples specifically, but I started to realize, like, damn, I have to overcome these things in order for me to be better.
Hmm.
And I realized, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. Yeah, but if you don't work on this internal thing, if you don't work on this trauma, if you don't work on this disillusionment, if you don't work on the apathy you have with this person, if you don't work on these things, you will not be able to flourish in the things that you're good at.
Mm.
So the test might come as something that you think that I have a ton of emotional intelligence, and then somebody's telling you about the shit you do wrong, and it's from a person you don't like, but they're 100% right. And you might, and then listen. Some of the conversation I had yesterday was about people saying they're doing dumb shit, understanding why they do it, giving them the grace to be stupid, but being in love with yourself enough to know I can't accept that.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
And that's a
Yeah.
lot of work, especially when
Yeah.
people are supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And you're looking at somebody like, you can't be dumb to have said some stupid shit like that. And it's like, yeah, they are. Do you still love them? Yeah. But I can't fuck with them.
I've
You
had
know
to
what I
do
mean?
that.
So for some people, like, um, as I actually had this conversation today, I was saying that, and I said this to you, I think probably and on here, like, one of the things I had to realize was like, my past doesn't define how you should, no, define is the right word, but what I've done in the past shouldn't be how you treat me at my present. And although I may understand why you treat me like that, I don't have to accept it. And that was like one of the lessons I learned this winter. It's like,
Mm.
I hear you, and you have justification for being, for feeling how you feel, but I ain't got nothing to do with me no more, player. I fix all them. If you can't get over it, you can't get over it. It is what it is. Because I am who I am now, and I deserve to be treated of who I am now, not the mistakes that I made in the past.
And I've seen
And
that happen before. I've spoken about um my friend who kind of like reformed himself, and his wife was used to him, not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And when he reformed himself, she didn't really know how to handle it. Now, she lost part of her identity,
mm,
part of her story.
was being
She
mad
had
at
to
him.
discover herself in this context of a healthy relationship.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never even thought about it like that. But you know what was said in the conversation that I had today?
Mm.
Um, there's some people's personality to drag shit. It's some people's personality to want to hang on to that because it is their identity to feel like they have to overcome the stuff that you've done. And when you overcome it, and then you move all the obstacles out of their way so that they can overcome it. They're like, for what? I'm comfortable here, and they don't even realize it themselves.
Yeah, you can't
Remember,
get comfortable in the struggle.
remember a couple years ago, I feel like when we were working on a podcast, we had that conversation, and it was like some people like, yeah, when we had the whole the Future and Russell Wilson conversation, like it's called Russell Wilson boring. He's boring because he don't sell drugs, have to run from the police, and have you hide some shit.
Mm.
What's the toxicity in you to think that that's okay? Because
I mean, and then even
you're
on the
good in that.
opposite end, even on the opposite thing of that, could you imagine Future if he wasn't toxic?
Because I feel like, but I say no with the full understanding that what we see is a caricature of him. I
Okay.
don't know that man.
No, yeah,
That just
that's true.
might be his MO. Them girls may have done him dirty. I don't know the inside. I don't know him. But um I say, I've seen people in public spaces mature. You know what I mean? Whether it be a sports figure or somebody in entertainment, I've seen them go from, doing some things here and there to like being a whole different person.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen.
But it was more about the fact that, something toxic is part of his brand. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so do we really give people space to be healthy when when stuff like that happens? Like,
No, some people like you where
people
you
get
are.
used to your affliction so much that they don't allow you to heal.
Right. Some people like you where you are. I noticed that with some people in my family. That I've had to have one-on-one conversations with people like, stop treating me like this is 2013, fam. I'm not that nigga no more. I told you before. I've had that conversation with friends of mine. Like I showed up to a dinner and they was acting like this shit was still like 2012, bro. You gotta relax, cause I don't know these niggas like that. You my friend. These is my mans in them, but you my friend. Don't let these niggas think that I'm something that I'm not or don't want to be anymore. Because your idea of me with fun is when I was 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's your man with all the stories." Yeah, but I wasn't there for that. You gotta relax. You gotta relax. You gotta relax. Yeah, I
I
gotta relax.
understand that.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up, so we can start healing and feeling better and all that fun stuff? And I can
Yeah,
start
I'm gonna make
start
sure
working today.
tomorrow.
Huh?
I have to work tomorrow,
Um,
so
what that feels like.
you said, what does that feel like?
I said I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
You said it. I just got like a warm feeling of distress running through the upper part of my
You're
body.
right. That's probably the only thing that stresses me out is work.
Yo, your bum ass job. I told you I got other. I told you about that.
Mm.
Shh.
Yeah, you did.
Yo,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
understand. I don't understand how y'all. I don't understand. Cause you
Yo,
know I got
and that's the thing. No one
another
understands
client.
until they're in it. You
I
know
got
how
another
people
client.
be
I was
like,
just
I
like,
don't understand how she stayed in that abusive relationship.
that's the yo. Remind me to try to text me when we hang up. I wanna find this video I just seen the other day. Maybe you posted it when it was like living New York City is a psyop.
Yes.
You posted that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes I go through your feed because it'd be like, I know you like the other side of my brain, so I'd be like, let me see what she go through that I'm gonna be inspired by and shit. And I was just like, yo, that's so crazy because there's a video from a movie from like 40, 50 years ago, like the 70s or the 80s, and this movie, that's what they were talking about, but in a little bit more detail than how the woman was saying it, and she was like, oh, that was the thing was like AI or something that said that. But it was like in the movie, they were saying like New York is like New York is an open air prison, and they keep you in jail psychologically so that you can stay in the city, so that the city can continue to feed off of you.
Until they kick you out.
No, until it breaks you, and even then, if you really understand the game of the mental health industry, I said it, mental health industry, the drug industry, the prison industry in New York City by itself, you can get rich off that shit if you finagle the right thing. I'm talking about just me and you. Like I've seen some things that I've been
I'm sure.
introduced to that I was just like ethically I don't want to do it. But there are some things that you can do to make bread, like buku money. And when you step back and when you see it from that lens, it's like, oh, I am in a toxic relationship. This city is like Stockholm syndrome. It beats you the fuck up and you just won't leave. You stay here. And the city's kicking you in your face. Where my dinner, bitch? You know what I'm saying? And you just like, but when he not drunk, he nice to me though. Like, yo, it's just crazy. That's what New York City is. New York City is one of them niggas.
When there's no congestion pricing, he's a pretty nice person.
Right. You should have seen him in the early 2000s. It wasn't that much crime. I was able to come home safe.
We used to leave our doors unlocked. Our kids
Kids
used
used to
to
play
walk home by
outside.
themselves. It was
Right.
crazy. It was crazy.
We could get back to that. You'll see. You'll see. This is not forever. He's just going through something right now. Had a few bad mayors, you know. Like, no, nigga ain't shit. The good times was the aberration. That's what we don't. People our age, we've seen it bad, worse, really good, decent, and back to bad. So our lives like you like 45 and younger. I said like from like 50 to like 35. You've seen the good and the bad of the city. Kids my daughter's age, 21 years old, this time in New York is like, what the fuck is going on? Because they've never seen a city that's bad.
Mm.
But now if you're like 60 to
Oh.
75, they're like, nigga, the city's always been like this. We're just going back to normal.
We just be like, at least there's no crack.
The fact that heroin is making a comeback, Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Anyway, next week, maybe we'll discuss it because I don't know if I'm gonna be around. So I'll let you know one on one what's going on, and if not, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Next time, guys.
Later, dudes.
Have a good night, guys.
Feel better, Davinia.
Thank you.